example, we will see how to design and work with this type. So let's create an example to understand how do we manage these options. So I'm creating here in this design. Let's create, and I'm creating a new file here. So some shopping.html. Okay. And let's create this shopping.html with few elements here. So in head, we have title, some shopping. And we will link relation is equal to style sheet, and link href is equal to node modules, bootstrap, dist css, bootstrap.css. And we will link relation is equal to style sheet, and href is equal to, so we have fonts. In fonts we have css all.css, font awesome also I'm including. Then in the script, source is equal to, we are including node modules jQuery, dist jQuery.js. And we will include source is equal to node modules and bootstrap dist js, so bootstrap bundle.js, bootstrap bundle.js. We added this. Yeah. Now technically, so these are the options configured in the head section, and that means we are using all our bootstrap here. So class as some container fluid. Now I will design a header. We will create a header. So in the header, so we will keep a heading, and so some Amazon shopping. Okay, and here we have class as text center and text primary, or we will simply put the option like bg danger and text white, and we will keep a span, and class is equal to fa and fa. So here we are configuring fa shopping cart. Okay, that is the option we define. Right. So this is the basic design. Now we need to implement so many things. We will see that. For that we need to understand so many options also. We need to learn about that. So here additionally, you see this is the design we have at the top. And under this we have a section. Yeah. So in the section we are designing a div. So with the class as a row, and in that we have a div. So class as one is called 3, and another div. So we have the class as some call 9. That is the design we are having. And left side we are creating a div. So class as form group. It is a form group, in that we have a label, and here we can have a heading. Yeah, so here we will keep a simple option, select category. and a div, and in this we have a select, and select is currently empty. Class as form control. This is empty. Now important is remember, in order to achieve this example, some more basics you have to learn. I will tell you those basics and we will come to this example. First we are designing and we are trying to understand what is needed for this, designing this. So this is the option, select a category. Okay. Under this we have another div and class as a form group, and here we are having a label and select product, and the div we have another select here, and make sure that we have given these IDs correctly. LST categories is the ID, and here we have ID as LST products and class as form control. Now this is the basic design. First we are creating the design. We have select a category, we have select product. Now we are configuring. So here, so that is the category and product. Now here we need to design. So another div. So class as form group and a label as a preview. Under that we will design a div. So class as card, and we have a div. So class as card header, and in that we have a label. So ID as LVL name. Okay. Below this we have another div. So class a card body, and in this image, so width is 200 and the height also 200, and fine. So that is the width and height. Image is empty. ID IMG product. Okay. And we have div. So class as a card footer, and we have a button here, and the button class as card BTN and BTN danger and BTN block, and button have a text here. Span class is equal to FA, and FA shopping cart, and here we will give as add to cart. So that is the design we are having. That is the design we are having. That is the design. So, and image product width, suppose I say 100%. It fits into this. Okay. So this is the design we have. Select a category, select a product, and the preview. You have learned currently how to work with different data types. In JavaScript, we have seen working with different data types. So we have an array type, we have a string type, we have a null undefined type, object type, and all. But if you are dealing with complex objects, handling interactions is important. If you know those interactions, then you can complete this example. So first we will design that. First we will learn those points and we will come to this example. We can implement them here actually. So what are the points we need to know is, actually, suppose I am creating a simple array demo. See, means array of objects demo. Here I am creating a simple doc type HTML head. First we will learn this design, then we will implement that in that example. That is the key point you need to know. So in the body section, so we have an ordered list over. So and it is having ID as LST menu, something the ID. Now observe carefully here. References are very complex, very important to understand. We will learn both shortcut and fast methods how to design them. So here we have a script. In the script, so we declared a variable. Suppose we said products menu. Okay, menu is equal to, it is an array. In that object, it contains category electronics. Okay, in this electronics menu, so we have in this category we have products is an array again. That means you are dealing with a little bit complex data here. So every object contains two properties, one category, another products. Products is an array. We have like TV, like mobile, like watch. So these are present. That is one object. Another object, again category. So footwear. In this, we have again products. And products we have like Nike casuals. So we have like Lee boot something. So that means now I want these to be added into this ordered list. I want that to be added into ordered list. How you can add that into that ordered list? We will see that. So, and on body load, so on load, body load, I want to get this and add into this ordered list. Then generally, how you can add that? So we write a function, body load. On body load, how we can access and configure them? Usually, what we need to do is, we need to perform iteration over all these items in menu. First, access this menu. That means here we are defining. So where LST menu is equal to document get element by ID LST menu. That is an ordered list. That is an ordered list. Okay. We have to perform iteration on this collection. So for, so where item of menu. For where item of menu, that means it will get every item individually. So item contains two properties. Item contains two properties. One is category, another one products. Category is an ordinary string. We want to add this category into this ordered list, as a list item. So what we have to do is, we have to create a list item. Already we discussed that. But here nested, observe carefully. First, where, how to create a list item. Suppose this is outer li. And here I am creating document.create element. We have to create a list item. Into that outer li dot inner HTML, list item HTML, it should contain item dot category. It should contain category. And this list item must be added into ordered list. That means lst menu dot append child. It should add that outer list, outer li. And you can see that. So now that list is added, electronics, footwear. Now under electronics, I want to add one more list. This is little bit complicated. Under footwear, some products are there. You can see here. In this iteration, currently you are using category. Now what we have to do is, we have to get products also, because products is an array again. Then inside this, we have to write another for inside the for, where this time we defined inner item. So that means we are defining inner item, or we will say product, where product of item dot products. Item dot products will read every product inside that array. Item dot products is nothing but it is accessing these products. That is again array. And we need to create a list item again. So where inner li list item is equal to document dot create element li. Create a list item again. This inner li contains this inner li dot inner html. It contains the product. So the product name is stored there. After that, add this inner list item also into. This inner list item must be added into outer list item. We need to add into outer list item. That means actually here one more option. We need to create a nested list. That means, so see, because under this list you want another list, then you have to create so another, where ul is equal to document dot create element ul, create an unordered list. And this inner list item must be added into unordered list. That means ul dot append child is inner list item. Add it. And add this unordered list to the lst menu. That means we have to define lst menu dot append child. So this ul unordered list is added into it. This makes the items added like this. That means in the electronics we have TV, mobile, watch. In footwear we have Nike Casual, Sleek, Cooper. So this is how we have to maintain. So the manipulations, DOM manipulations in JavaScript, accessing the data, adding the data, we have to create nested iterations. Because here our data is very complex. That means it is having a array inside array. So to deal with such kind of data and add them into the DOM, you need such logic to manage. You need such logic to handle. So this is very important to understand correctly. But in real world, this is how we do. But in real world, this is very complicated. So in real world development, we use much jQuery instead of using this JavaScript for this kind of manipulations. Anyway, I already told you, JavaScript learn as a language, but implement through jQuery. So why? Because this kind of manipulation very complicated. lot of DOM manipulations and DOM references are used here. So DOM manipulations and references are used here. But if you can understand this approach, that means that's very good, great, because that means you are good with logics, you are good with the complete understanding of the flow of how data is being accessed and handled. Everything we need to know it perfectly. But in implementation wise, this is not great, but you should know this. You should know this. How to implement that, I will show you. We will discuss about that. So this is one simple example. This is simple example how we can deal with the data and nested data, and we are adding the data here. So this is one example, just an example of how we can dynamically manage the data. Suppose I will show you, this is handling an ordered list, means a dynamic list. We are handling a dynamic list. Suppose we have to handle a dynamic table, how the code goes, I will show you. Another example, so dynamic table. Remember, if you are attending interviews and if they have to test your skills in programming in the UI side, they will give you tasks on JavaScript and they say that design this in JavaScript and show us. But actually in real world, they are also using jQuery only for implementing. But majority of practical approach, they ask show in JavaScript, right? Why? Because they want to test your logical skills, how much you are good in understanding the DOM. Because if you can try such examples, that means we are very perfect in DOM manipulations. And that is very important for a UI developer. That means you need to be strong in HTML and you need to be strong in JavaScript DOM manipulations. Because first you have to understand in HTML how it is presented. Based on that, you have to write the logic. So let's see how we can design a dynamic table. Suppose, let's see how we can design dynamic table. I will create another one, dynamic table .html. So suppose we are configuring doc type HTML head and title as dynamic table. And in the body section, so we are configuring. So first, in the body section, we have a table. So table, and just give some width. So is equal to some 400 and the border is equal to some 1. In this we have T head, TH, TR and TH. So we have some name and we have some price, and we have some preview. So we have some preview. Okay. And under the T head we have T body and TR row. Yeah. But rows are generated dynamically. Okay. Then in the T body, I am defining here. So ID as T body. Okay. Fine. Now I am configuring on body load, on load. So body load, let's write some function. So here we are writing a function script. So function, so body load. Okay. We will create some data first. I am creating var data is equal to, it's an array of, again, JSON type. So name is some JBL, some speaker. And here price is some price. And here we have photo. photo is a path, images slash speaker.jpg. And we have another product, so that is Nike Casuals. And we have price, some price. And we have photo, some photo. Images slash so shoe.jpg. Okay, this is the data. Our intention is to present this data inside the table. In the table, we need to dynamically generate the rows and present those details. So how you can manage that? First, get the table body, because here we want to add. So t body, where t body is equal to document get element by id t body. Okay, that is table body. Now I need to perform iteration for where item of collection is data. Okay, so every item is a product with three details: name, price, and photo. For every item, we need to generate a row. Then how to create a row? Document dot create element. We have to use tr. We are creating a row. Okay. In the row, you cannot directly add anything. First, you have to create cells. So where cell 1. In cell 1, that is document dot create element td. To create cells, we have to use td. How many cells we want? 3 cells we want. So cell 1, okay. Another one, cell 2, that is also td only. Create element td. All are td. So where cell 3, so document create element. So document create element td. Okay, 3 cells created. Fine. What you want in the first cell? So that is cell 1 dot inner html. I want to display item dot name. Fine. What you want in cell 2? I want inner html item dot price. What you want in cell 3? In cell 3, I want a picture. Then you have to create a picture. That means where img is equal to document dot create element img, and img have src is equal to item dot photo, that is the image source. This image should be added into cell 3. That means cell 3 dot append child. So img image is added into cell 3. Now all the cells are ready. 2 cells contains general name and price. Third cell contains a picture. We have to create picture. We have to define the source for the picture, and we have to add the picture into cell. Now 3 cells are ready. We have to add these 3 cells into row. That means row dot append child. First cell 1. Okay. Row dot append child. Next cell 2. And after that, row dot append child. Order is also important. So cell 3. All the 3 cells are added. After adding 3 cells into row, now add this row into table body. That means t body dot append child. Add that row into the table body. This is very lengthy concept here. Now I write all this, and you can see that dynamically the data is generated. Of course, for image img, we can define width is equal to some 50, and img dot height also is equal to some 50. Width and height are defined for them. You can see the data will come in this way. So the presentation dynamically to happen like this, it's very complex. That means we need a lot of options to handle. So we have to create the cell row. We have to create the cells. Add these cells into the cells. First we need to add data. You want general text, you want image, then add these cells into the row and add that into the table body. This is the approach we need to follow. This is how generally we create dynamic tables. We create dynamic tables. So dynamic tables. Now, once you know that the data is defined in this way, actually, so the data for the cells, you can even collect from the data. You can add new rows now. Already we learned we can add new data. We can add new rows into the table. Dynamically, we can add rows into the table. We can create the text boxes. We can design a form. Through the form, we can input the data into it and add the details. That we will implement in this shopping example, how dynamically data is added in this shopping example. So before going into shopping example, first you need to understand how this is managed. That means how we dynamically generate a list with a nested, how we can dynamically generate a table. So once you know these options, then you can implement them in your applications. But this is all complicated things. So in JavaScript, we have to follow in the same way. In the next level, I will show you how to simplify this with jQuery. So technically, now you understood how to create a table, how we can generate a table dynamically. By using JavaScript, we are doing it. Now, what is the concept is once you just iterations in a for loop, you have to learn how to create rows and cells. Order is important. So that means first you create a row, then create cells, add data into cells. After that, add cells into row. After that, add row into table body. That is the basic approach we need to follow. We need to design. This is how we dynamically generate. Now, you know that data is coming from array. When data is coming from array, obviously, we can add new elements into array. If you add a new element into array, that will update automatically. The table will update automatically. Last session, we saw that we can push, we can shift, we can splice elements into that. That we will see. We will implement this in this example and see that how to manage that we will discuss about. So two options are clear. And now we can come back to this shopping example. That means we learned how to deal with data and table. So then we can implement this example now. We can implement this in this example. First point in this example is still some data here. Right side, I will give here, this is some 6 columns. And we have div another class as call 3. So yeah, and in this column, we are defining a button. So, and with a span, so class is equal to FA and FA shopping cart. shopping basket, something like this, basket. Okay. Okay, and here I am adding class btn danger and btn block, and here I will keep so your cart items, and beside that symbol, so cart items, so here I will put the count for those items. That means I will put a span, I will put an id as lbl count. So initially lbl count is empty, nothing is there inside it. Actually this will be inside a square brace so that the count will be displayed. You can see that we are keeping right side in this way. That means your cart items, how many are there, it will display them actually. So how to implement this example? First stage is I want some categories, and the categories should be added into this drop down. So dynamically we need to add some categories into drop down. Why? Because later if I want, I can add categories or remove categories. So we need a dynamic list here. We need a dynamic list. So how we are doing that? So first step is nothing but, so let's go into the logic. The ID for that drop down is LST categories. So on body load, so on load, body load, okay. Let's write a script. So script, so function body load. Okay. First, globally, I will declare categories. Categories is an array. It contains options like electronics. So here it will contain by default first like select category, and it have electronics, and we have footwear, we have fashion. Okay, these are the categories. Now I want these categories to be added on body load into LST categories. So first access LST categories. So is document get element by ID LST categories. That is drop down. That is the drop down. First access the drop down. Now we need to perform iteration for where item of categories. We need to read every item, and we need to add into the categories. So what we have to do is LST categories is a drop down. To add anything into drop down, we have to create an option is equal to document dot create element option. We have to create an option, and this option inner HTML option have two values. I told you text. Option text will be item name, and option value also item name. Text and value item. Now add this option into drop down. Add this option into drop down. So that means what we have to do is, so LST categories dot append child. So that OPT, that option is added into that drop down. We are adding that into the drop down. We are configuring that into drop down. Now I will save this here, and you can see here we have some categories list: electronics, footwear, so fashion, like this. That means dynamically we are adding list, because in HTML it's empty, nothing is there. We are adding items into it dynamically. So on page load, so these details are added here. Now comes the important logic here is, when user selects electronic products should come. We call this mechanism as cascading. So if anybody asked you like, will you create one cascading drop down and show me, drop down, drop downs, drop down and show me. That means if he is asking like, show me cascading drop down, that means nothing but he is asking like, so he's asking like, design a sequence of drop downs which are dependent on each other. Like I select country, it should show cities in the country. I select cities, it should show the areas in that cities, like that. Here I select category related products should come. So that is what actually it is expected. So when I select, it should display. So for that, first we have to maintain 3 different products here: electronic products, footwear products, fashion products. And important, so here in the collection, this is categories. We have to maintain, so electronics. And here we say select electronic. And here we have some JBL speaker. So we have like earpods. That's it. That is one. Another is footwear. In this, select footwear. And we have Nike casuals. And we have Lee Cooper boots, like this. And we have another is fashion. And this is select fashion. And we have so shirt. And we have jeans, like this. Okay, this all data is present. Now I need to display these electronics, footwear, fashion, and I will create another variable. Products is empty array. It is an empty array. Nothing is there inside it. Now what should happen is, when user is changing the category, I need to know which category they changed, which category they selected. How to do that? That means when user is changing the value in drop down, so we have to write an event for this as on change. So when you want any action to perform, when any value is changed, we have to write on change. I told you we will learn about events in a separate session, all events at one place. But situation wise, according to the requirement, we are using different events. So on change is, so specifies the actions to perform when value is changed. That means when this is category changed function will come. Okay, let's write that category changed function. So let's design that category changed function. Right, that's design the category changed function. So we are writing the category changed function here. So that means a function category changed is the function. Now on category changed, you have to collect the category name. So where category name, how to collect the category name? Document dot get element by ID lst categories dot value. The category, selected category value will be collected and it is stored in category name. First we will test whether it is working or not. So alert category name. So we will test whether it is working or not. So you see now here, I select a category and electronics is there. I select footwear is there. I select fashion, the fashion is there. That means the values are correctly coming. So category name is coming. Now it comes important is, if user selects electronics, now these electronics must be added into second drop down. That means second drop down is LST products. If user selects footwear, different should be added. That means the same work to be done repeatedly. The same work we need to do repeatedly. So the same work to be done repeatedly. So we need to handle the same work repeatedly. If we need to handle the same work repeatedly, so then better what we do is, we will first create a function called add products. Okay. This add products function have to add the products into the drop down. So where LST products is equal to document.getElementById LST products. That is the drop down. Okay. Into the drop down, I want to add the products. But here the challenging point is, products are not same. They are coming from different collection. I will do one thing. I will write for where item of products. Products is an array. So, but see, products is an empty array. It is not having any product. What is the intention? I will tell you. In the products array, we are performing iteration on products array, and we are creating an option document.createElement opt option, and opt.text is equal to item, and opt.value also item, and add this to LST products dot append child opt. Okay. But one more option is, before adding anything, I will tell you that point also. First, I will show you the problem. So here, observe carefully. So we are performing iteration over an empty array. Products is an array which is adding products into this second drop down, but products array is empty, nothing is inside it. So add products is a method which is going to add products method is going to add the products into products drop down. Okay, but which products to add into drop down, that will be decided according to the product they selected. So here, come here, selected category name. Here there are so many categories, so we cannot write a switch if condition here, because 3-4 categories are there. If else. Here we will use a switch case. Switch, I will tell you about the switch case and its attributes in operators and statements. We will discuss about that. Switch is better than if you are dealing with multiple conditions. Switch indicates directly which block to execute. Suppose, see here, into the switch we are passing category name. Okay, what is the case we are expecting? If category name is electronics, then what should happen? If category name is electronics, then what we need to do? If category name is electronics, we need to add electronic products into this. So electronics, if category name is electronic, now this products array must use these electronics products. Then very simple here. We need to assign here in the logic, we have to assign products is equal to electronics. That's it. That means electronic products are assigned into the products. Then break, then stop. If case is footwear, if case is footwear, this case is footwear, then products is equal to footwear products will be added and break. If case is fashion, then case is fashion, then products is equal to fashion, then break. If it is not matching with any of these, then default indicates what to do if not matching. Then products, into the products array we will pass select a category. If they haven't if it is not electronics or footwear or fashion, it means that they haven't selected any category, so we will say that select a category. We add an item into that. But here one problem will come. Initially this logic is okay. Important is this is not enough. Actually, we have to call electronics and assign electronics. After assigning electronics, these products must be added into the drop down. That means here this function add products must be called. That means after assigning, add products function must be called. Then this function will add these electronic products into drop down. The same, we have to call this add products after every assignment. Now we need to add that. After configuring, we have to access and add that here. Now here one problem is what you will see here is initially I select a category. Currently products are empty. I select a category electronics. Electronic products will come. That's good. And I select footwear. You see that footwear is added to electronics. That means it is keep on adding the details. It should refresh every time. That means it should clean up every time. That means only simple point here. In this add products method, when you are adding all the products, before adding, do one thing. lst products.inner HTML, make it empty. That means clean up the products list if already there is any list. Then add the new products. This is important. So that means now see, I select a category, electronics. Electronic products will come. I select a footwear. Footwear products only will come. I select fashion. Then fashion products will come. So you select a category. It says select a category. That means you need to select a category in order to choose the products. So write electronics, electronic products. This is cascading the drop down. That means when you are changing the product category related products will come. Now here important, when I select any product, the product details should come. That means the product name, product photo, and the product price must be displayed in the preview. That means we need to maintain another data. Generally, we need to maintain another data. That data should contain all details about the products. And when user selects the product, we need to search whether this product is available in the data or not. and bring that product details and display here. So here the point is, first we need to maintain data. For the products, we need to maintain data. This is cascading dropdown. We just design a cascading dropdown. Now, when you design this cascading dropdown and configure this, so we need to search for the data, present the data, and define the data. Suppose we need some data, where data. In this, we need to maintain all the details. For every product, we need to maintain details, like it have a name, so JBL speaker. Its price is some price, and it's a photo. It is having some, so images / speaker.jpg, like this. And we need to maintain the data for all the products here. So that means here we said earpods and some price, and here we say some Nike casuals and some Lee Cooper boot, and we have like shirt, and we have like jeans. So we added some details here. So we are configuring the details here. We are specifying some details here. Okay. And we are changing here some earpods. And here we have shoe. And here we have shoe one. And here we have a speaker. So that is shirt. We are defining this shirt. So we have jeans like this. This is the data. Now the key point here is what we need to do is we need to write logic on this products drop down change. That means on change is equal to a product changed. Okay. In the product changed, I need to collect which product they selected. That means we need to write another function, product changed. And this function will fire up, and we have to get product name. Product name is equal to document get element by ID, lst products dot value. It will get the product name. Okay, fine. I need to search whether this product is available inside this data or not. Inside the data or not, and return that result. That means how you can search for any value in an array. Already we learned, if you remembered, searched product into this. How you can search for any product in an array. How you can search for any value in an array. Remember that? We learned find method. I told you find method. Array find method will return the data. Now the array find method is actually expecting a function, and that function is expecting a parameter product. Okay, what it should return? It should return the product. So product. It should return the product name. Product name. If it is matching with the product, so the product dot name it is matching with product name you collected, is matching with the product name. That means inside this data, we are verifying is the name property is matching with the product name. So you have selected from drop down. If it is matching with the product name you have selected, then bring that product name and bring that product and store, and bring that product and store in this searched product location, and store in that searched product here. Now important is this searched product is nothing but the product which is matching with the name you have selected. We are verifying is it available in the data. That's why I said array manipulations are important. I explained you what is find and filter and options like that. And here, this searched product contains the result that we need to display here, LBL name. So here under the product, here we will put a div again and heading 3. This is ID as LBL price. Okay, we have LBL name, IMG product, LBL price. Now what we need to do is, so document dot get element by ID, get element by ID, LBL name dot inner HTML. It is a heading. Here we want to display searched product name. We need to get the searched product name. And the document get element by ID, LBL price. We need to get searched product price. Searched product price. Document get element by ID, that is IMG product. IMG product dot src, that is the source. Src is equal to searched product dot photo. We need to get the photo. That means we need to get the searched product details and display inside these labels. Now you see here, I select a category, suppose footwear. I select Nike casuals. It should get the details and display. I'm selecting here, so Lee Cooper boot. It should get the detail and display. I'm changing electronics and select speaker. It gets the detail and show. It will get the detail and display. I think earpods, we don't have that image. So we don't have the image. We need to make sure that we have those images kept there. So yeah. So just so we will bring from some any location we are having, like yeah, shopping. In the images, some earpods. Okay. This we will keep in our location. Fine. Yeah. Now you can see I select a category, I select a product, and the product details will come. And you are changing the product and shut, those details will be displayed, accessed here and configured here. So we are accessing the details and displaying the details. So depending on which category they selected, those details will come. This requires so good manipulations on array. Now when I click on add to cart, it should be add to the shopping cart and it should say your cart items are this. I must able to add these into cart and I can able to see the cart whenever required. That means we need to create a table that contains the list of the selected items that you added into your cart. Then how you manage that dynamically, how you can configure that. So that means we need to collect this and create an array and we need to manipulate the array, dynamically managing the array. So that we will see in our next session, right? Tomorrow we will complete this example. Then I will give you a task based on this example. That task you have to do. Then you will get perfection on understanding all this. Then we will see how we can simplify this logic by using jQuery and working with jQuery, right? Tomorrow we will continue with this and complete this example tomorrow. Okay, right.